Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Nolita, Nolitha, and I'm South African, currently in China, Beijing. The next video that I'll like you to watch is on authenticating qualifications for overseas employment. Now, I would like to start by saying that as of yesterday, there has been changes uh, regarding authenticating your qualifications for overseas employment. So previously, we used to go to the Department of Higher Education at 123 Francis Bard in Pretoria. However, the government has made an announcement as of yesterday that things have been changed. It shall no longer be the case. You are now required to go to SAQA, SAQA, which is in Hatfield in Pretoria. So, what you need first before you go to the offices of SAQA in Pretoria, you will need to send your South African ID details, your name and surname, as well as the qualifications that you wish to verify. You send all this information via email. The address is verifications@saqa.org.za. I'll spell it out for you. It's verifications at saqa.org.za. Verifications at saqa.org.za. That's where you need to send these required details. You will then be issued with an invoice. The invoice will detail the amount that you need to pay, the 225, and where you need to pay the 225. That is the new fee for the verification of qualification. Once that is done, once you have paid and sent your proof of payment to SAQA, you will then be issued with the verification copy of your qualifications. So that's what has been advertised on Facebook as of yesterday, that these are the changes. So we no longer go to the Department of Higher Education in Pretoria. They are now referring people to the SAQA offices, which are in Hatfield, Pretoria. However, if you're not in Pretoria, you send an email and you can have this done for you. But if you need the address of SAQA in Pretoria, it is SAQA offices 1067 Arcadia Street, ARCADIA, Arcadia Street, Hatfield, HADFIELD, Pretoria, in South Africa. Having done this first step of verifying your qualifications, now it depends on the type of job that you had applied for. If it's a normal high school teaching job with the normal subjects, history, biology, science, math, and all, especially for the UAE or China, those who have bachelor's in education or bachelor's degree with the PGCE, depending on your major subject, if you had applied for a normal school teaching job, you then proceed to DIRCO for the next step of authenticating your qualifications. However, those who have applied for ESL, English Second Language teaching positions overseas, there are certain qualifications that people usually do that have bachelor's degree. For example, you have a bachelor's degree in life orientation, in geography, in agriculture, however you wish to teach English. You might have a law degree, marketing, BCom general, um, food technology. There are different degrees. So you need to teach English abroad, you need some of your certificates. So if you have the TEFL, the Teaching English as a Foreign Language, or the CELTA or the TESOL certificates, you will need to notarize your certificates. So what that means is you need to get an attorney with the notary service. I recommend Lawrence Kuhn, Lowrens Kone. He is in the Loftus Shopping Mall building in Pretoria. His office is on the second floor, room 4. He charged me only 150 per qualification. So if you only have a TEFL, so less money to pay, you only pay 150 rands, and there are ladies that are there to assist you. You arrive at the office there with your original as well as the copy, then you pay the 150, complete the form, and the ladies will then assist, or the attorney will do the notary. Once they're done, you will be issued with your qualification, and then you can leave the building and proceed to higher court. So the Higher Court of South Africa, the High Court of South Africa is at Paul Kruger and Mandela Street in Pretoria. That's where the High Court is at. So the High Court, you need to go to the first floor where you'll get 2 friendly gentlemen that will assist you with processing further the authentication of your qualification. So what they will do is there's a printout that they will put on top of your CELTA or TEFL or your TESOL certificate. There's a guy who will sign. It's a free service. You do not need to pay any amount. Once you are done, you need to take your South African qualifications, which are already verified at SACA offices, as well as the qualifications, your CELTA, TESOL, and TEFL certificates, to DIRCO, Department of International Relations. The address is 460 OR Tambo Building. 460 OR Tambo Building, Sout, Spurnsburg. SOUT. Span, SPAN, Berg Road in Pretoria, Queenswood. The area is Queenswood. Now you will see this huge building, isolated in Queenswood area. That's where you need to take your qualifications. Now once you arrive at DIRCO, you need to go through the security gates. You give them your South African ID. They'll input on the computer system. They'll give you a visitor's card. You go in the building, and as you enter the building, you go through security again. They check your stuff, and the first door on your left, that's where you go in. They open from 8:30 until 12:30. Remember as well, the High Court, they open from 8 or 9 until 12:30. Be on time. So here at the international relations, you will then submit your qualifications. Previously, you could get back the qualifications within few minutes. However, things have changed as of 2019. If you have 1 to 5 documents, you will have to leave them and collect the next day. 6 to 18 documents you collect within after 3 working days. 18 and above, it takes 5 working days. So the ladies, there is an area for collections and an area for submissions. You will give the ladies your documents. They will give you, there's a blue form, a paper to complete with your names, your cell number. It has your number on the system, which will be inputted on the system. That number you will use to collect the next day, and they'll give you the other part of the blue paper. So you'll return the next day and then collect everything, and they will give you your documents. So once you're done from international relations, you then need to go to the embassy of your country of employment. So if you have been employed by the Saudi Arabia company, you need to go to Hatfield in Pretoria and submit those documents. They will give you a link. You need to pay 8.5 US dollars online. So for each qualification, it's 8.5 US dollars. What you'll need to do is then take the link, access and complete the information, and then go back to the Saudi embassy. They open from 9 until 11:30. Do not miss that time. And you go back to the Saudi embassy, you submit with the proof of payments on top of each qualification. Hand over your details. They will stamp at the back of each qualification. It takes about a day, 2-3 days. And if you are going to China, you need to go to the Chinese embassy or consulate office. There will also, the service is free if you need the documents in 1 to 3 days, in 3 days time. However, if you need a speed service, if you need, they will then charge you for that. But it's a free service. South Korea, it is also a free service. Japan, it is also a free service, as far as I'm aware, because I went to Japan first. I did not pay for the visa and everything. It took 1 to 3 days. Everything was done at the Japanese embassy. The South Korea as well. I have gone to the South Korea embassy to legalize the document. So also there you do not need to pay unless there are changes since the last time I have been to these embassies. Now, the UAE embassy, they charge about 650 South African rands per qualification. That would be your most expensive one for getting that stamp on your qualifications. So once you are done, depending on the country of your employment, once you're done, the next step you need to go to the visa agent office, the visa center of that country. Saudi Arabia's VFS is in Sandton, 23 Fredman Drive in Sandton. Chinese Embassy Visa Center is also in Sandton City Mall, right towards Nelson Mandela Square. That's where you go to for Chinese Visa Center. The UAE, they also use the VFS office. For South Korea, you have to go to the Embassy of South Korea for the visa, as well as Japan. You need to go to the Japanese embassy for the visa to be done at the embassy. Now, it depends on the visa for China. It's from 860 if you take normal. If you're willing to wait 3 days, that's about 860. However, if you need express service, you have to pay 1,600 South African rands. Now, with the Saudi Arabia visa, they have different types of visa. They have a normal work visa called IQAMA, IQAMA. The IQAMA, it takes 1 to 3 days at the visa center, the VFS office. You only pay 1,200 South African rands for this type of visa, and that's all. For the work visit visa, you may have to pay between 20,000 South African rands to 25,000 rands at the VFS office in Sandton. The business visa, it is done in Bahrain. They put you on a plane to Bahrain and they will process the visa in Bahrain. The company will pay for your hotel, your meals, and everything while you're waiting for the visa to be processed. So now you don't have to worry about that one. But the thing is about the business visa, just remember, it's valid for it's up to 5 years. However, you need to renew each. You need to leave the country each 3 months to get a stamp on your passport. And the work visit visa is for a year, valid for 1 year. So the amount is 20,000 to 25,000 rands. However, your company will reimburse you as soon as you arrive in Saudi Arabia. So those are the 3 types of visas that are used to work in Saudi Arabia, to teach in Saudi Arabia. China, I've done. The UAE also, they have their own. The UAE, sometimes you might be required to leave the country without doing the visa. In South Africa, they might do the visa in the UAE. Most South Africans get confused when you say UAE, United Arab Emirates. It's Dubai City, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah. Those are some of the cities. So when you say UAE, some people get confused. When you say Saudi Arabia, they think you're talking Dubai. No, Saudi Arabia is a country on its own. UAE, Dubai, is a city in the UAE. And Abu Dhabi is a city in the UAE. So don't get confused. So if you say UAE, we're talking Dubai, we're talking Abu Dhabi, the most famous of the cities there. So that's where you will pay. Once you're in the country, then they will process your visa. So you don't need to worry about that. Now, once you are at the visa center, you need to leave your passport, your invitation letters, all these documents, everything there. And then when you return, you'll get everything. You'll get just your passport stamped. Now, your passport stamped with their visa. You need to make the copy, scan the copy of your passport. Then send it to your company via email so that they can book your flight ticket, or they know that you are coming. In the case of China, if they do not pay for your flight ticket, you will need to still send it to show that you've got the visa, book your flight ticket, and leave the country. With Taiwan, it's different. Taiwan, you don't need to do any of the above. All they need from you is that you can afford to buy your own flight ticket to Taiwan. They will do everything in their country. So all you get from Taiwan, your invitation letter, which you take to their embassy, but then they will only issue with a visa if you have proof that you have purchased a flight ticket to Taiwan you can afford, and they will issue with a visa. Everything will be done in the country, in Taiwan. So that one is stress-free. The only stress you have is buying that flight ticket, which is about 7,000. So that's what a lot of people need. It's the easiest country to access, Taiwan, because there's not much to do. You don't need to do blood tests. You don't need to do anything. You just fly in Taiwan, and they will get everything done in the country for you. So I think I've mentioned the popular countries. South Korea, they will book your flight ticket, obviously, once you have sent your proof of your visa stamped on your passport. all these countries. The sooner you get your documents together, the better. You don't want to miss out or hear that they've run out of visas. You need to be careful with Saudi Arabia. They do run out of visas. You might resign from your job only to be told that they ran out of visas. So just be careful with Saudi Arabia. Until you have that visa stamped on your passport, then you can only resign, because then it means they have issued you with a visa. So only then. But with the other countries, I have not had any stories about them running out of visas, not being able to issue any visas or give people some visas. So that's only Saudi Arabia. You need to be careful there. So do not resign until you have your visa stamped on your passport. Be careful, especially with Saudi Arabia. Okay, now if you need more information on the job adverts and those who are interested in teaching online, because we know our crisis in South Africa, teachers that cannot leave due to some medical conditions, HIV for especially, because most of these countries they do an HIV test, and a lot of people they're frustrated, they can't leave South Africa. If you need information on teaching online, I have just posted again on my Twitter space, teaching online. You can earn more money teaching online without leaving South Africa. So what you will need is just a computer at home with fast internet, headphones, quiet environment. There are also call centers now in South Africa. There's a call center I've just posted which pays up to 10,000 at least for graduates with no experience. 10,000 rands, it will get you there. Save that money and get a job overseas. So it's a start. So there's a call center I've just posted on my Twitter with you can earn up to 10,000 a month. It's MCP. They have centers in PE, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, as well as Pretoria. So you can join that call center as a bachelor degree candidate. No experience is needed. You learn to teach online to Chinese kids. They have two shifts, the night shift and the day shift. So you can work online, earn 10,000 and collect that money while you're saving for your overseas job. Okay, so it's some experience to teach online. So follow me on Twitter for more information, as well as my Facebook pages. On Twitter, I am at Nolita Ndlazi, no space, at NOLITHANDLAZI. On my Facebook, I am Nolita Ndlazi, page. My personal Facebook, I've reached a limit of 5,000. So I've seen a lot of people still waiting, and I'm sorry, I cannot accept any more friends. The limit is 5,000. However, I've opened different pages. I have a page which is Nolita, NOLITHANDLAZI, Nolita Ndlazi. You can follow me on that page. I think I've changed my pictures, but you see one with Asha Raymond on my profile picture and with me. And also I have a group on Facebook which is Nolita Ndlazi, Saudi Arabia Teachers. And I also have another page which is specifically for South African and other jobs not related to overseas jobs. It's called Imisebenzi. It's IMISEBENZI by Nolita Ndlazi on Facebook. So I have different pages. I have a group, plus I have my personal account. So on Twitter, it's at Nolita Ndlazi. Follow me on Twitter as well to get more information on jobs. Sometimes I post scholarships. I have different scholarships that could help you to study overseas for free, or you can study in the country. Also, any information that could help you. Interview questions for Saudi Arabia, I've been advertising that. Interview questions, job interviews, what to prepare, and all the information that is required. And also living in these countries, especially in my page, which is Saudi Arabia, do's and the don'ts in some of these countries, what to do, what not to do. So follow me in all these social media platforms to get more information. I wish you all the best, and love is sharing, sharing is caring. So love, it's action. Love is making a world a better place by sharing and by giving back and by helping others. So, my fellow South Africans and other people, follow me, because I know I've helped British, American, Pakistan. I've got all people on my Facebook. I've got people from all over the world. So I've got everybody. I've got people who follow me from different parts of the world. And so, my fellow human beings, catch me on these pages if you need more information. Follow, yes, I get a lot of requests from people from other countries. Follow me in the spaces, follow me in these groups, follow me on my Twitter for more information. And I post videos sometimes in some of these groups and my page that gives you more information and things to talk about. So, good luck everyone with your job search. All the best. Take care. Love you. Bye bye.